Hey everyone, welcome back to a Keeping It Real with Felicia, Rome, and our lovely Cali. So today we are talking about the unpredictableness of parenthood, of our journey. Oh, what do you see? And getting set up for 2022. It has been a crazy last 2 weeks. Snow has hit us, so nurses have not been able to get to our house. It's the holidays and there's vacation, but there's also COVID out there that is on the rise. And so between COVID exposure scares, the snow and everything, we've just kind of had to be flexible. And I know that's like with every parent, you have to be able to just every day's different, and it's so true, but it's also made us like come up with a new plan for how we care for Callie because it has been us during the day and during the night, which is very new for us for consecutive days.
We're used to only taking one, and now, we are staggering our sleep, staggering the cares during the day, because typically anyway, whoever works the night shift is still also working the day shift too when they wake up. It's more of a co-piloting thing, and so this has probably been one of the hardest stretches of our entire journey.
Yeah, but it's also made us realize like we got this. We can handle it. And I was telling Rome that it's kind of a sign of what's to come. We found out that Callie has her monoblock. It's going to be scheduled for April, and it's going to be game changer. It's going to be a full month of like maybe a week of hospital, 3 weeks of turns, and then she has to wear this headgear for 2 full months. And so it's going to be a long healing process. And after that, her trait could come out. There's going to be a lot of things for the quality of life that's going to change. And with that comes nursing hours decreasing. And we have to mentally prepare for what that life is going to be like. We love our nurses. We love the support. But it will be a point where it's just the three of us. And what's that look like? And how do we care for her? So it's been a good test for us to be like, we can do this. But also it's, finding out her monoblock is in April has had to make us think about the year.
Yeah, and thinking about the year because again, what we're going through right now, just a cycle of I work nights, she works days, she works nights, I work days, unfortunately isn't really sustainable because we both have full-time incomes. I got 3 diseases that I'm trying to manage through, so we got, her Pfeiffer syndrome and just all of her needs, and so really we're trying to really dig our toes in and just try to find the right solution for us going forward. Just because again, we're tired. There's just no other word to really say it and put it. We do what we have to do, but it's tiring. You can sleep 12 and a half hours in a night when you get that one night of sleep like I did and still just be tired and a wreck. But you see this face, like this is what we do it for.
Right.
And this is the journey that we were blessed into. Again, I say that every time. It's a journey we're blessed into, and we're ready for whatever comes.
Yeah, but we've had to do some planning. Like we've been thinking about 2022 and what that looks like for Callie, and knowing that her surgery is going to be in April. We're both going to be taking time off work to help care for her. We've got some nurses shortage right now, so we're also thinking about what does that look like when she's at like her lowest point of having consistent care in the hospital. We're gonna have to tag team because she's at an age where we don't want her to be by herself in the hospital. So Rome and I we've been talking about how many weeks of work we're gonna take off. Are you gonna go in the day? I'm gonna take the night and things like that. But also like, while we know we can be outside the hospital, like spending time together and like trying to make the most of this family time, because we know for 3 months it's gonna be like chaotic and we're gonna be just kind of like the everyday grind.
Yeah.
And so we had a trip planned to Disney, to LA for like a week from now, but with the COVID cases, we just could not risk her getting sick into the new year. And so we're gonna postpone it for maybe later next year.
Yeah.
But that was also like our chance to reset. And we were, oh my gosh, guys, we were excited about like kind of hitting recharge for us and having some quality time as a family before we knew like that she's not going to be able to be as active. So that's a bummer, but it's also like what we have to do for the health. And we for others as well. Like we just don't want anyone to get sick or to spread COVID. So we're trying to be safe, but
that's all we can do. Like again, COVID is so tricky to where I'm running into so many people that I talk to that are getting it every single day. Seems like every populated city in America and throughout the world has lots of cases of COVID. It's just surging, and as a parent, you have to be you have to reach these tough decisions. It's just like, okay, we paid for this trip already. Do we go? And of course, the money's not the end all be all. Her health is the most important thing, and so now it's just like, as we pull out from this trip, it's like, did we make the right decision? Could we have gone and still been safe? But I wasn't willing to play, roulette.
Right.
In that regard. And so, like Felicia's saying, a lot is going to happen. A lot is going to change. And we just want to do whatever we need to do for her. I mean, you see how active she is. If she hasn't gotten as great of care and attention as our whole team has given her, she wouldn't be this active right now.
Yeah.
So it's just a testament to all the hard work that's just been put into her case. But there's one more thing I want to mention too with the hospital. There's a whole other kind of level of complexity with her potentially staying in the hospital, is that some hospitals, even children's hospitals, are going through the nursing shortage as well, to where some nurses typically will have like 2 patients per nurse. Some are having like up to like 3, 4, or 5, which means now, like, if your child needs care in the hospital, it's taking them an hour or some period of time to come back and check on them. So caregivers and parents have to be involved. So we definitely, to keep it real, we're not looking forward to being back in the hospital. Nobody is. The hospital's not for parents. It's not even the greatest environment for the kids.
Right.
But it's just the necessary step. It's a milestone of where we're trying to go.
Yeah, I'm like excited to get through the process. I'm excited for the end of that whole 3-month period, and we're trying to do as much prep as we can, learn about the surgery, talk to other families. But at the end of the day, every child is so different, so how she takes to it could be totally different to other kids. But what we've been talking about is like setting intentions for the new year. And so knowing that we've got this 3-month period that's gonna take a lot out of us mentally and physically, like what can we do to restore ourselves in these next 3 months? So we've been talking about like affirmations and meditation and making sure we're spending quality time together and creating some great memories beforehand, and just taking time for us, because once we hit like March, April, it's gonna be just to go. I feel like I'm not gonna see you as much. Like we're literally gonna be like passing in the hallway of like, all right, I'm gonna go, you tap out. And we're trying to create as less amount of trauma for her as possible. I know she won't remember this as much as other kids who had the surgery when they're older, but still she recognizes like when she's alone and when she's in a place that's not home.
And some trauma is innate. Like you don't know you're going through it until you're back in that situation. And so, like Felicia said, I didn't even think about that part. The part that, we are gonna be not together. It's gonna almost take it back from night 1, where I went with Cali to the hospital. Our whole family was basically apart for like 18 hours or whatever it was. And so this is gonna go on for, a week plus, the week on the short end, the month on the long end. So we're gonna stay prayed up. But it's going to be important for me, especially, I'll only speak for myself, important for me to find routine, not only a routine to where I can still accomplish what I need to accomplish every single day, but be able to work in some me time and some relaxation time.
Real quick, let me keep your section. We stuck in. Y'all, she need a suction. Sanitize the hands.
She sounds now.
Yeah. You putting this up? Okay. You were saying some you time, some routines.
Some me time, I'm getting real intentional in therapy again, finding those routines, because that routine can also be part of a coping mechanism. Because if I know every single day I'm gonna do one thing for me, I know every single day if I'm gonna take time to kind of de-stress, like these are tools and tactics that are going to help me when things are the most stressful with her. And so we just have to again be very intentional, and we don't question God. We're people of faith, and the fact that this trip isn't happening, it sucks. But at the same time, looking forward, it's just like with how crazy things are gonna get in January for us. We probably need the relaxation time.
Exactly. Well, guys, like I said, we try to keep these kind of short, and we just wanted to check in with you guys, give you a little update on like where we are now, how we get through like unpredictable times, and how we're really being intentional for 2022. So we'll be back with another episode. Say bye bye.
22. Peace.